Welcome to Tearsheet's Outlier Briefing. I'm Tearsheet's Editor-in-Chief, Zach Miller. This subscriber-only content is exclusive for our Outlier members. We go deeper with subject matter experts to take actionable steps that can impact your business and practice. With all the new entrants to banking and financial services, there's a sea of sameness around certain parts of the industry. Branding can take a product surrounded by competition and really make it memorable. But to do that, everyone needs to be on the same page. Marketing, PR, product, sales. There's a consistency great brands have that underlies everything they do. Today's guest is MJ Mueller, CMO of Frontify. The Swiss software company provides a brand management platform, working with large financial brands all over the world to build powerful brand experiences. MJ discusses how top financial brands, whether they're incumbents or digital only, make remarkable impressions, and why collaboration and consistency are so important. We talk about the challenges the pandemic has posed for top and emerging brands. Lastly, MJ touches on the future of branding in the financial space. To hear the full audio and to access all of our exclusive member-only material, head on over to Tearsheet.
My name is MJ, and I'm heading marketing here at Frontify. So Frontify is kind of a company that is offering a best-in-class brand management software, and I've been with the company since almost 4 years. So we basically have clients globally, over 2,500 clients, and we help them to create a home for their brands, where their brand can thrive, where they can bring it alive, where they can collaborate on a platform with all different stakeholders. And we have really small customers up to the Vodafone, Allianz, Lufthansa, and Pepsi, for example. And we're really industry agnostic, but like the financial industry has been always a really big one for us. And with several dozen of companies or customers that we have in that space. Among others, the Banco de América Central, Credomático, who is using us since 2017 with more than 400 users on the platform. It's basically a place where you have all your guidelines that describe you as a company, the core of your brand, all the values, the identity that created. And we strongly believe that this is a place where everyone should be able to access that. Everyone is kind of evolved building brands. You need to have that central place, because classically what you have seen is agencies creating a new brand, dropping over a static PDF, and that was it. You can cover single source of truth for all your brand assets and approval workflows, everything that is needed basically to control your brand. I think the biggest change is really that there is a lot of movement on the market. So we have the classical players, but we also see quite a lot of startups coming in. Fintech startups with new solutions, for example. But we also see established companies that move into the space. Think about Apple releasing their Apple Card, with just a totally new narrative that what we have seen before on the market. So when they launched it during the keynote, they were talking about a healthier financial life. So talking about no late fees, no annual fees, no over limit fees, clear reward programs, all these kind of things, where they really kind of pinpointed the pain points that customers or consumers have seen in the industry for quite a lot of time here in the example of pain points. And this really means from day one to the next one, you're also competing with a brand like Apple. Apart from like the new players, we have also seen really a new generation of customers, so Gen Z and also millennials, which you need to really address differently. We have seen that trust in banks has really fallen apart during the financial crisis, and only 28% of millennials trust their banks, to be fair. So all these kind of things that play hand in hand, and that really kind of change the way brands address the market with a new tone of voice. Or I could give a couple of examples there. I would say it's a little bit a yes and a no. I think sometimes they're surprised by kind of the pace of growth that they're going through. So brand maybe not even being at the forefront of their mind when they start off. And, you see players entering the market and running into really big issues when it comes to customer support and not having kind of the capacity to actually handle that and creating really a bad experience there and not seeing this as part of brand as well. There was this really famous example recently with Robin Hood in the US, who has a very famous claim of, democratizing the access to financial markets. But when Wall Street bets hit and, we had this confusion on the markets, they halted trade on GameStop and other stocks. And I think like what we have seen there, or at least me personally, on looking into a little bit of social, we could really see that people got really annoyed by the sheer fact that they kind of broke a promise. And I think that was really interesting to see as well. It's really coming down to a place, do consumers accept that human way, that, really direct way, also for kind of fintech startups that grow? And can they actually make the jump towards trusting them with bigger amounts of money, with long-term investments and whatnot? Because that's actually something that we haven't seen so far, because given the time horizon of these players coming up. But on the contrary, I actually see a huge opportunity for traditional banks who already have built up that trust over the time to move the opposite direction and to incorporate a little bit of that tone of voice, a little bit of a different area on how to address their customers. And just to give you maybe two examples here, I mean, Credit Suisse has, known as kind of a more traditional bank, definitely has recently launched a product called CSX. And it's a kind of, a mobile first product. It's also, as far as I know, the first free product that they have launched. So banking package basically in a debit account. And the interesting part is there really how they communicate to the market. So they have actually taken a lot of the elements of Money Heist, the Netflix original series on a professor and a crew kind of taking the money from the rich and giving it to the poor, and even in the visual language of their campaign, they have used people with masks addressing directly kind of the pain points that they have had with banks for a long run. So I think that the ad clip, if I remember correctly, starts with "Hey Suits, why should I pay for a fee for my account if
To hear the full audio and to access all of our exclusive member-only material, head on over to Tearsheet.